prioritized and legally authorized the sharing and the looting. I say it with every sense of responsibility. If you look at that budget, it's very depressing. And you are even talking about cars and the 20 billion naira budgeted to refurbish and build new houses for those already raking in luxury, the president and vice president. You didn't even look at the place where they budgeted 6 billion for car park. 6 billion for car park, 3 billion for books. How many of them can even read? It's to be sincere. And where they budgeted a lot of frivolous things. Just like you heard Shehu said, they budgeted 200% for the National Assembly. You know, it's very unfortunate that we've gotten to this level. You know, I was sharing with somebody yesterday, I said, looking at where we are today, the person was telling me, oh, after Christmas, dollar will come down to naira. I said it will not come down. Because if you look at it, 50% of the demand pressure on the dollar is corruption driven. The same thing with the boom in real estate property businesses in the highbrow areas. If you go to Banana Land, over 50% of the properties they are empty. The same thing in other areas. Is one of the ways they launder money is collect the FAC, collect the jack, get the IGR, start looking to the Malams and the BDCs to buy dollar, and then look for properties where they will hide it. And every day we claim we are fighting corruption. That budget was simply putting a legislative seal on what they just want to take, share, and distribute among themselves. Because it does not make any sense. This is a country that is already homogeneous. This is a country where you have 133 million multi-dimensional poor people. This is a country where insecurity is at its heel. You saw the report that was released the other day. Nigeria is second to Afghanistan in terms of corruption. And we know that at the root of the corruption in Nigeria is the current structure that we run. Between 1960 to 1966, we ran a republic that had lean cost of governance. In fact, the pecs and salaries of public office holders were tied to that of the civil service. Legislators were part-time. You had men like Sir Louis Odimego Ojukwu, reputed then to be the richest man in Africa, as a member of parliament. He didn't go to parliament because he wanted to go there to enrich himself. He was chairman of 15 corporations. He went there to enrich discussions. He went there to make laws that will add to the value of life for the people. You had a young guy that was 39, Dr. Michael Ogbara, as the premier of Eastern Nigeria, old Eastern Nigeria. Between 1959 to 1966, he built 214 kilometer industrial belts. He got consultants from the US. He built an economy that was growing consistently at about 9% GDP per annum. He didn't have the benefit of the fossil fuel revenue. He was using palm oil, coal from Enugu and all those stuff. This young man then, 39, he wasn't 50, he wasn't 60 when he became premier, had an efficient regional police force that was more efficient than the federal police. So much that when they were looking for people that would go and make peace at Congo Democratic Republic, they came to take the Eastern Regional Police. There wasn't like banditry, nothing like insecurity, nothing like kidnapping, nothing like militias, nothing like unknown gunmen. Then you can enter Port Harcourt, a truck, and go all the way to Kano all night. Nobody will molest you. Today, we have corruption and insecurity, which is the two demons staring us in the eyes. And to tackle insecurity, we must slay corruption. But see, what they just did, in 2015, they came up with this story, oh, they want to do zero budgeting, and which is how it should be. You look at what had happened over the previous years, you interrogate performance, and now based on that, but what they simply did was to bring out the 2023 budget, fleshing it, just do some abracadabra percentage increase over what they did last year. And that is it. And they took it, the president signed. And see, I feel sorry for Nigerians. And you saw what they said. They also included 100 million naira for school feeding. If you do not empower the parents of the student, how do you now want to feed them? This is dehumanizing. I've never... Dr. Chief Olusegun Obafemi Awolowo had an education system in the old Western Nigeria that was very efficient. They had a school feeding program. It's not this kind of Babi al-Almajri thing they are doing for Nigerians.
Awolowo's system trained many of the people.
Yes, in fact, one of those who believed it told me that even their lunch, they used to have half chicken for lunch.
Correct.
There was competition between the north, the southwest, the old west, the middle belt, the midwestern region. There was healthy competition. You could see everywhere was productive. You had the cotton of the north, the groundnut pyramid. You had the cocoa of the west. Last year, Ghana did $1.5 billion from cocoa. The southwest today can actually do $3 billion from cocoa. The southeast in 1965, Nigeria controlled 45% of the global palm oil market. Today, that market is $72 billion size. Unfortunately, Indonesia and Malaysia came to Calabar 80 years ago to pick the seedlings.
Yeah.
Nigeria is nowhere to be found. We consume over 2 million tons of palm oil. We only produce 1,050,000 tons. And we have a country where the palm grows in the wild. I run a group, the Southeast Farms. We came up with a proposal on how the Southeast government can work under the commune, because land in itself is owned communally, to develop 100,000 new tenera palm plantations. Community-wide, every community, 30 hectares, 50 hectares. We will provide them with the seedlings that does about 30 tons per hectare. We even volunteer to get private sector investors. We will set up cottage factories in every local government area, because the Land Use Act confers so much power.
How long ago did you present it?
That was over since 2019. It does not take anything from them. No response, because it will not afford them the opportunity of just awarding contracts, inflating it 300%, and stealing the money. You are not bringing anything. Local government areas, state, work with the communities. Provide them. The other day, you saw what they provided for agriculture. To make agric work, we must mechanize it. There was a time they said they wanted to buy 10,000 tractors under the public sector. I said, it's criminality. If you want to do it, work with National Sovereign Wealth Investment Authority. If you go to Akiwumi additional to that, say, okay, we need $1.5 billion under a private-public partnership arrangement to mechanize agriculture. We have 8,809 electoral wards in Nigeria. In every electoral ward, under a private-public partnership arrangement, there are people that will manage it. Set them into clusters, bulldozers, caterpillars, harvesters. See, if we have this in place, we can develop 3,500 acres of land in every ward, specialize in every commodity. In the north, Nigeria is the only place where the date palm grows in the wild and fruits twice in a year. Egypt is 95% desert. Egypt consistently decided, okay, we want to use these fruits, these trees, to curb desertification and grow wealth and create oils of wealth. When Bible talked about a land flowing with milk and honey, that milk is from the cow and the animal husband. The milk is the dead fruits. Egypt had developed, they are the biggest producers of date fruits. Saudi Arabia, as wealthy as they are, from 2006 till now, have developed over 1 million hectares of the date plantation. Nigeria, if the 19 northern governors, we send proposals to them, can decide every state 50 hectares, in 50,000 hectares, in clusters of 40 hectares, it will serve 3 purposes. It will enable you to have agro rangers, 25 armed and fully trained within every locality. They understand the environment. It will help even the pastoralists, the nomadic herdsmen, to see where they can have water and collocate with those guys. 50,000 hectares in every of the states. In 5 years, the northern states across the whole value chain will create 2 million jobs and be able to produce $12.5 billion annually over the next 70 years.
Doctor.
But these guys are not thinking. You cannot cure poverty by throwing stipend at people. The average Nigerian with his limbs and legs intact can make 5,000 naira every day. We are not lazy people. But they just want the enabling security environment, the enabling policy, physical environment. And the only way we can achieve this is for us to go back to the constitutional, physical, resource production and control and socio-economic structures that we had between 1960 to 1966. As long as we are dealing with this Abdulsalam Abubakar 1999 constitution, I will tell you, Nigeria will continue to progress in error. We will continue to progress. From 1999 till now, we've been going down. The best government we had was Obasanjo's government. After Obasanjo, Yar'Adua came in. That good man, God bless his soul, health could not allow him to perform. From Yar'Adua till now, we have been progressively going down the drain. And from what I've seen now, last time I came, I said, let us hope. Hope is the only thing that will keep us alive. But I can tell you, from what I have seen, from the local government areas to the states, I devote 4 hours every day looking at these things. I tell you, only God will save us. Only God will help.